In the Crown region, you can find 125 World Exploration. For the first, start from the top left corner of the map. To be precise, from the space rift called the Miner's Camp. From here, go downstairs to the left, then turn to the right. Proceed further until you will notice a mushroom near the left mountain wall. Behind him you will find a cave you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. For the second, turn around and proceed toward the tree you will notice in the distance until you will jump downhill. After a smaller overhanging, you have to jump further down and reach the green area on the right side of the wood platform. This will allow you to find an oil plant that you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to loot another black nucleus. For the next, turn to the left and jump on top of a wooden platform. Now use the wooden ramps going to the left until you will reach a metallical tower on the left side. Climb on top of this tower and you will notice on the mountain wall a volcano you have to reach. By attacking it with an ice weapon, the lava will cool down, revealing the next black nucleus to loot. From the volcano now you have to climb on top of the mountain wall. Next, going to the left, reach an enemy enchantment. From its central platform you have to jump down toward a smaller overhanging, then turn around. Here, between the walls you will find a metallical support, and using one of the holes you have to get behind him in order to find a black nucleus. For the next one, get out from this structure and jump downhill to the left. Immediately below you will find a pipe and you have to get inside it in order to find the next black nucleus. Now get out from the pipe going to the right and then use the passage you will notice along the mountain wall. After a pipe you will find a dandelion on the left you have to attack with any weapon in order to remove its dandelion heads. Immediately after, attack the one that has a black nucleus inside that next you will be able to loot. In front of you, at the same level, you will notice another overhanging with the other on the left you have to reach. Then climb on top of the mountain wall to the right until you will get on top of a pipe. Get inside it using the jetpack in order to reach a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. For the next one, turn around and climb on top of the mountain wall, then proceed further till the blue plant. From this flower, proceed further and climb on top of the next mountain wall. Then explore the area slightly to the right where you will find a blue creature you will be able to pick up. At this point, turn around and staying along the left overhanging, reach the road going to the left. Keep going to the left, staying along the mountain wall until you will reach the blue flower again, inside which you have to throw the blue creature in order to obtain a black nucleus. For next location, turn to the right and jump downhill. If you will check at the base of the mountain wall, you will find a cave you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. Now turn around and jump again downhill to reach the river below. Above the river you will notice a black nucleus you have to reach using a jetpack. For next, turn to the right and along the mountain wall you will notice a building you have to reach. You need to climb this building using the extrusions in order to recover your stamina. Keep climbing until you will reach an area with several trees. Now get a dent on the left passage and start climbing further. Now use the triangular hole in order to reach the other side of the platform, then turn around. This will allow you to find a series of platforms you have to use next in order to reach the next floor. Once up here, in the right corner, you will have to use another series of platforms to go further up. Keep climbing till the roof of the tower, where you will find a deconstruction device. Interact with it and use the password 4753. This will open the device, allowing you to collect a gold nucleus. Now use the ramps going down to the previous floor. In its left corner you will find a spotlight you have to interact with. This will cast the light toward the next location you have to reach using the jetpack, where you will find another device you have to interact with. This one will guide you uphill where the yellow pipe is going. Here you will find another spotlight to interact with. To reach the next location you have to go to the left and staying along the right overhanging reach the bridge. Use this bridge, then the right passage going toward a wooden platform. From here jump down to a metallical one where you will find the next device to interact with. This one will guide you toward a small overhanging attached to a mountain wall. Get there and interact with the next device that will guide you to the bottom left side of it. Glide your way toward the next one located on top of a metallical platform and interact with the next device. This one will shoot a laser beam toward a golden fracture that after a few seconds will shoot out a gold nucleus you can loot. For next location you have to go again in the top left corner of the map. To be precise, you have to go back to the space rift called the Miner's Camp. From the space rift you have to turn around and climb on top of the overhanging behind it. Then keep climbing up toward the next overhanging. Up here you have to use the left passage, and on the left side from some trees you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. For next one, proceed further until a double hill from where you have to jump down to the left. Along this mountain wall you will find a small cave you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal the next black nucleus to loot. For next location you need to climb on top of the hill behind the cave all the way up. Then on the second left overhanging you will find the dandelion to destroy in order to obtain another black nucleus. At this point, behind the dandelion, climb on top of a small overhanging, then turn to the left. In the middle of this passage you will find a platform on top of which you have to execute a heavy attack in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. For next one, reach the end of the overhanging and jump down. Here you will find a blue plant, and on its left you will find a blue creature to toss inside the plant in order to obtain a black nucleus in exchange. For the next location, turn around and climb on top of the first two overhangings. Next, turn to the right and jump on top of a smaller overhanging where you will notice a passage going to the left. At the end of it you will find a mountain wall to climb on top of. Up here you will find another passage, this time going to the right, and in the middle of it you will find a statue in front of which you have to use the strange cube relic. This action will remove the sphere above the statue, revealing the black nucleus to loot. Now proceed further till the freestone pillars, at the feet of which you will find two platforms. Shoot on top of the left one with the Omnium hand cannon, and on top of the right one will appear a black nucleus to loot. From the pillars you have to proceed straight forward until reaching a blue plant on the left side. Behind it you will notice a tent, and on the left side, inside a red container, you will find a blue creature you have to pick up. Toss this creature inside the blue plant in order to obtain a black nucleus in exchange. Now looking to the left, you have to reach the overhanging sticking out from the mountain wall. Jump down from its higher part and immediately after use the jetpack. Under the overhanging you will be able to find a black nucleus. Now while gliding down, check the left side of the mountain wall. In front of the mountain corner you have to attack an oil plant with a fire weapon in order to obtain a black nucleus. Going away from the mountain wall you will notice a dandelion. Inside one of the dandelion's heads you will find the next black nucleus to loot. Now you have to jump downhill toward the first overhanging below. Along the mountain wall you will notice a drone you have to destroy using a ranged weapon in order to free up a gold nucleus to loot. Now jump even further down to reach a pipe below. Get at the end of it, then using the jetpack get inside the pipe, at the end of which you will find a black nucleus. Now get out from the pipe and turn to the left. Then proceed further and reach the right end of the mountain wall that you have to climb now. Up here you will find a statue in front of which you will need to use a strange cube relic in order to reveal a gold nucleus to loot. For next location, using the jetpack, boost yourself up and staying along the mountain wall, turn to the left. Use the passage you will find here until you will reach the two metallical pillars on the left. Wait here until you will be able to use a lift that will allow you to reach the upper side of the mountain. Then turn to the right, and in front of the mountain wall in the green area you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. At this point turn around and immediately after the lift you have to jump downhill. Along the mountain wall here you will find a pipe sticking out you have to access. Inside it you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. For the next location from the pipe, turn to the right and jump down toward the next hill below. In the middle of this hill you will find a strange plant, and behind it you have to use the passage going to the left. Between the last two trees you will find a blue sphere you have to lift, then bring it back to the previous flower. Now if you will throw it inside the plant, you will be rewarded with a gold nucleus. For the next location you have to jump downhill to the left, where you will notice several mushrooms. Jump on top of the mushroom, starting from the further one till the one closer to the mountain wall. Doing so will reveal a black nucleus that next you will be able to loot. Now slightly to the left from the mushrooms you have to climb on top of the mountain wall. Up here you have to climb on top of the smaller overhanging to the left, then on top of the mountain wall behind it. Once you get on top of one of the small overhangings along the right mountain wall, you will notice a small volcano you have to reach. By attacking it with a frost weapon, you will cool down the lava, revealing a black nucleus you will be able to loot next. From the volcano, climb on top of the mountain wall, then use the passage going to the right. Immediately after an enchantment with a treasure guard, you will find a dandelion containing the next black nucleus to loot. From the dandelion, turn around and climb on top of the mountain wall. Now using the left passage, get on top of the metallical platform. Behind the red cart, you have to start climbing on top of the green building. Then jump down from the opposite side of the roof in order to find the next black nucleus in mid-air. Looking away from the building, you will notice a bridge you have to use. Then, by using the wooden platforms, you have to reach the one that has a fenced corner. By jumping down from the left side of it, you will find along the mountain wall a small cave you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal the next black nucleus to loot. At this point, it's time to reach the central left side of the crown area. To be precise, you need to use the space rift called Southern Mountains. From here, reach the overhanging, then look down to the right. This will allow you to find on top of a green area a dandelion containing the next black nucleus to loot. For next location, jump down to the right. Then turn around and along the mountain wall you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to be able to loot the next black nucleus. At this point, turn again around and in the distance you will find a blue plant you have to reach. On the left side, close to a bush, you will find a blue creature you have to pick up, then throw inside the blue plant. In exchange, the plant will spit out a black nucleus that now you can loot. For next location, reach the overhanging, where you will notice the recycled text below. On the left side, you have to jump down following the yellow pipe. On the lower side of it, above the green filter, you will find the black nucleus to loot. For next location, following the yellow pipe, you have to climb back up the mountain wall. Next, you need to reach the stone overhanging you will notice on the right. In the middle of it, you will find a green platform on top of which you have to execute a heavy attack in order to reveal a gold nucleus to loot. For next location, turn to the left and go ahead, staying along the right overhanging. This will allow you to find a dandelion to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. On the right side from the dandelion, you have to jump down, staying along the right overhanging. On top of the green area below, you have to check along the mountain wall to the right in order to find a small cave you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal the next black nucleus to loot. From here you have to turn to the right and reach the next green overhanging below. Near its edge you will find a dandelion you have to destroy to obtain the next black nucleus. Now turn to the right and reach the hill covered with some huge bones. Then turn to the right and get on top of the second bone. Reach the end of the bones and jump down in order to find the next dandelion to destroy in order to find another black nucleus. Now turn around and climb on top of the hill in order to get above the bones again. At the end of them you have to jump toward the next mountain wall you have to climb. Once up here, turn to the right and at the end of the passage reach the next overhanging. Then start climbing the left wall until you will reach a pipe sticking out from the mountain wall. If you will get inside this pipe, you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. From the pipe now you have to jump down to the left and glide along the mountain wall. On top of the lower green overhanging you will find several mushrooms you have to reach. Start jumping from the one closer to the tree, then on the other two clockwise. Doing so, between them will appear a gold nucleus that now you can loot. For next location, you have to check along the passage going to the left from the tree. This will allow you to find a dandelion to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. Now jump downhill to the left toward the forest below. In front of the tree you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to obtain the next black nucleus. From here you have to go to the left, staying along the mountain wall until you will notice two metallical supports. Waiting in front of them you will be able to use a lift that will allow you to reach the upper side of the mountain. Once up here, behind the container on the left, you will notice a staircase you have to use. Next, start using the ramps going to the left all the way till reaching the upper platforms, where you have to use the right passage until you will be able to reach the entrance inside the right building. The door will open automatically, allowing you to enter inside and collect the black nucleus on the right side. For the next location, leave the building and go to the left. Before of the green cistern, start climbing on top of the wall. Then keep climbing up using the yellow pipe. Then use the red structure on the right in order to get on top of the solar panels. Attached to them on the left, you have to climb on top of the street lamp in order to reach a gold nucleus. Then jump down to the left and after a tree along the wall you will notice a yellow pipe. Go down all the way till the lower section of this pipe. At its base, behind it, you will find a black nucleus to loot. Now turn around and using the yellow pipe start climbing up. After you will reach its first turn to the left, you have to go to the right. Slightly to the right, get on top of the smaller wall, then climb on top of the metallical one. In the middle of it, you have to jump on top of the platform to the right. Then climb the central pillar with the white arrow till the upper section. Here you will find a spotlight you have to activate. Follow its beam toward the next device using the bridge, then climbing on top of the metal wall. Then using the central support you will be able to reach the next spotlight you have to use. This one will guide you toward the overhanging in the central part of the area, where you will need to use another spotlight. This one will guide you toward the last device between the red container and a greenhouse. Interact with this one in order to shoot a laser toward a purple time fracture. A few seconds after it will disappear, revealing a black nucleus that now we can loot. Time to go back to the central left side of the map. To be precise, you need to use again the space rift called the Southern Mountains. On the right side of the space rift, before reaching the tent, you have to start climbing on top of the mountain wall. Once up here, in front of the next mountain wall, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to obtain a black nucleus. For next location, climb uphill and go slightly to the right side from the tent. This will allow you to find a dandelion that you have to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. Now, going to the left, jump down from the overhanging. This will allow you to find a small volcano along the left mountain wall you have to reach next. Attack it with a frost weapon in order to cool down the lava and reveal the next black nucleus to loot. In front of the volcano you will notice another overhanging you have to reach. In the center of it you will need to approach a statue and use the strange cube in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. Now go in the direction where the statue is looking at and jump down. Once you will get on top of the green overhanging, turn around and along the mountain wall you will find a small cave you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. For next location, turn to the right and reach a smaller overhanging attached to the mountain wall. Now using the jetpack fly under the mountain overhanging and you will find a black nucleus to loot. Once you will land along the mountain wall you will find a plant with the yellow core. From its location, go to the left and use the passage between the green building and the fence. At the end of the green area, you will find a yellow sphere you have to pick up. Now bring it back to the flower and throw it inside its core in order to be rewarded with a gold nucleus. For the next location, climb on top of two mountain walls behind the flower. Then, slightly to the left, you will notice a dandelion that has the next black nucleus to loot. Now slightly to the right you will find a blue plant. Throw inside it a blue creature you will find nearby in order to be rewarded with a black nucleus. Now reach the end of the passage, climb on top of the small overhanging, then on top of the right mountain wall. Immediately after you will reach its top, you will find a dandelion containing the next black nucleus to loot. Now jump downhill toward the previous overhanging. Then jump down from this hill as well, and along the mountain wall you will notice a pipe sticking out you have to reach. Inside it you will find a dandelion to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. From the pipe now you have to reach the hill you will notice to the left. In its left corner you will find a dandelion to destroy in order to obtain another black nucleus. At this point turn to the left and jump down between the two hills. Here you will find at the end of a river a black nucleus to loot. For the next location, start climbing the mountain wall using the smaller overhangings in order to restore your stamina. Once up here, if you will go to the right, you will notice an enchantment. Enter inside it and use the wooden ramps going to the left in order to find a blue plant. From its location, jump down to the right and in the grass area you will find a blue creature to pick up that you have to toss inside the blue flower in order to obtain a gold nucleus in exchange. Now jump on top of the roof behind the blue flower. From up here you have to jump on the right side of the fence in order to find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. At this point turn to the right and reach the left edge of the lower level of the overhanging. From here, jump down and along the mountain wall you will notice an active small volcano you have to reach. Attack it with a frost weapon in order to cool down the lava and reveal the gold nucleus that now we can loot. From here you have to jump down and reach the central part under the overhanging. This is because below it, close to the water, you will find a black nucleus to loot. Time to move to the bottom right side of the map. To be precise, you need to reach the space rift called the Lumina. From here, you have to use the ramp going up to the right. Then you have to turn to the right, and after a small passage, you have to use the right passage. Once you will reach the last pillar on the right, you have to jump on top of the platform. Now use the containers in order to boost yourself up, then climb on top of the building. Up here you will find the construction device you have to interact with. Then you'll need to use the code 7268. As a result, the device will be opened, revealing the gold nucleus you can loot. Now turn around and jump down from the building toward the green structure to the left. From here you have to glide your way toward the shores in order to find a black nucleus hovering on top of them. For the next location, turn to the right and reach the enemy enchantment you will notice in the distance. Use the wooden ramps in the middle till the last building, then check the hill behind it. At the end of it, along the next mountain wall, you will find a ladder leading toward a blue creature. Pick it up, and after a wooden platform you have to place it down along the mountain wall. Then at its feet you have to shoot with the Omnium hand cannon. This will lift him up, and after you will climb on top of this pillar you have to pick him up again. Now throw it toward the blue plant, but probably you will be too far. In fact, he will start attacking you, and in this situation you have to hide behind the blue flower, this way he will go toward it. Once it will get inside the flower, you will be rewarded with a gold nucleus. For the next location, proceed further from the flower, staying along the overhanging till reaching a mountain wall. Then turn around, and on the left side from the green cylindrical structure you will find a black nucleus hovering on top of the ground. Now go to the left and use the passage along the red wall. After jumping down from two hills you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. At this point reach and climb the mountain wall in front of you. Once up here you have to explore the left overhanging. At the end of it, climb on top of another hill in order to find a dandelion that has the next black nucleus you need. At this point you have to turn around and climb even further up. A few steps after reaching its top you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal another black nucleus to loot. Now proceed further and using a higher overhanging reach again the ship. Once up here, you have to use again the central containers in order to reach its higher part. Now turn to the left, and this time at the end of this structure you have to jump down. While gliding down in the mid-air, you will be able to loot a black nucleus. After you will land in front of a tent, you have to turn to the right and jump downhill. Near the overhanging of a lower hill, you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain another black nucleus. From here, you have to turn to the right and jump downhill. After the road, in the middle of the green area, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to obtain a black nucleus. Now you have to turn to the left and explore the shore, staying close to the left mountain wall. Immediately after the turn to the left, you have to start climbing on top of the mountain wall. Then, once you reach its top, you will find a dandelion that you have to destroy in order to obtain a black nucleus. Now you have to jump down toward the water. Hovering above it in the middle toward the next island, you will find a black nucleus. Finish crossing the river and then get on top of the left side of the overhanging. Keep going forward until you will find a platform in the middle. Execute a heavy attack on top of it and you will be rewarded with a black nucleus. At this point, get toward the palms, and after them you have to go uphill to the left. Then, on the left side from a yellow bush, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal another black nucleus to loot. At this point, open your map and use the space rift called the Lumina not far from you. Next, go to the right and use the wooden ramp. Staying along the building, you have to go to the right. At the end of the passage, use the hole on the left side from the fence. Then, on the left side, you will find a platform with 4 cubes. You need to push the cubes toward the central part of the platform. While doing so, use the upper drawing in order to identify in which side you have to place the cube. In fact, to work properly, at the end they need to form a circle. By doing this, once they will be close to the center, they will be all highlighted with a red light. Immediately after, close to the platform will appear a gold nucleus that now you can loot. From this puzzle, you have to turn to the right and jump downhill. At the end of this hill, you will find the 3 mushrooms. Start jumping on top of the central one and then go clockwise. Once you will jump on top of all 3 of them, in the middle will appear a black nucleus. Looking back from where you came from, you have to jump downhill to the right, where, surrounded by several stone pillars, you will find 2 platforms. If you will shoot on top of the first one with an Omnium hand cannon, on top of the second one will appear a black nucleus that now you can loot. From here you have to look around until you will notice a dandelion near the overhanging. You will need to destroy one of its dandelion heads in order to be able to loot the next black nucleus. At this point, look to the left and use the passage along the mountain wall. Immediately after the turn to the left, you have to start climbing on top of the mountain wall on the left. While climbing up, before reaching its top, you will find a pipe sticking out and you have to get on top of it. From up here, you will be able to use the jetpack in order to get easily inside the pipe. Inside, you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain the next black nucleus. At this point, you have to glide your way to the left toward the boulders close to the water. Now go to the left, staying along the shores until will appear a black nucleus above the water to the right. You will need to use the jetpack in order to land on top of it in order to be able to collect this black nucleus. Now turn to the left and using the jetboard go toward the ruin you will notice in the distance. Slightly to the right near the shores you have to get on top of the huge boulder, then turn around. This will allow you to notice a black nucleus hovering on top of the water that you can easily obtain using the jetpack. Time to move to the top right corner of the map. To be precise, you have to start from the space rift called the Northern Mountains. From here you have to jump downhill to the right. On the left side of the first green hill you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain a black nucleus. From here you have to jump downhill toward the bridge, then turn to the left. Here you will find a cylindrical structure and you have to take one of the blue creatures that are roaming around and toss it inside the hole on the back side. Now get inside the structure and hide from the creature behind the blue flower. This will result in the blue creature going inside the flower, and the last one will give you in exchange a gold nucleus. Now get out from the structure and climb on top of the mountain wall you will notice in front of you. After reaching the first overhanging, you have to climb on top of the next wall as well. While climbing up along the mountain wall, you will find an active small volcano you have to reach. Next, attack it with any frost weapon in order to cool down the lava and reveal the black nucleus hidden inside. For the next location, finish climbing the mountain wall, then turn to the right. Then proceed further and reach the central part of the right overhanging. Here you will find a green platform and you have to execute a heavy attack on top of it in order to be rewarded with a black nucleus. At this point, turn to the left and start jumping downhill, staying along the mountain wall to the right. Above the last overhanging, sticking out from the mountain wall, you will find a pipe. You have to get inside it to be able to destroy a dandelion that has another black nucleus. Now from the pipe you have to turn to the right and jump down toward the left overhanging. Close to the area where the stone is sticking out from the ground, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to obtain a black nucleus within. Now you have to go to the left and staying along the mountain wall you will find a plant with the green core. From here you have to turn to the left and use the road going uphill. At the first crossroad use the left road in order to find a green sphere in front of a building. Pick it up and bring it all the way back to where you found the flower. Then throw it inside the flower in order to be rewarded with a gold nucleus. Now you need to proceed further, staying along the right overhanging. This will allow you to find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to be able to loot a black nucleus. For the next, proceed even further and then jump downhill. On top of the next hill below, you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain a black nucleus. Looking back from where you came from, you have to jump down to the left. Immediately below, you will notice a tree and you have to reach its base. In fact, not far from it, you will notice an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. From the tree, you have to turn to the right and use the passage on the left side going uphill. At the end of this passage, you have to climb on top of the smaller overhanging. At the end of this last passage, in front of a bush, you have to shoot with a ranged weapon the drone. Doing so will release a gold nucleus that now you can collect. Now turn to the left and reach the 3 pillars attached to the mountain wall. Immediately after, start climbing the mountain wall in front of them. Once you will reach the overhanging, climb on top of the 2 smaller ones, then start climbing the right wall as well. In the middle of it you will find a small volcano you have to attack with a frost weapon in order to cool down the lava and obtain the gold nucleus within. For the next location, keep climbing on top of the mountain wall. Once you will reach its top, proceed a little bit further and you will find a dandelion to destroy in order to obtain another black nucleus. Now on the right side you will notice a metallical platform you have to reach. Next, use the left passage staying along the mountain wall until you will find a statue. In front of it you have to use the strange cube relic in order to reveal the black nucleus that now you can loot. At this point, climb on top of the hill on the left where you will notice an enemy enchantment. Behind it, reach the higher part of the overhanging and jump down. Use the jetpack in order to slow down your fall in order to be able to easily collect a black nucleus in the mid-air. Now we need to land in the upper green area where you will notice a blue plant. Not far from it on the right you will find a blue creature you have to toss inside the plant in order to be able to obtain a black nucleus in exchange. Now look to the left and get on the other side of the river where you will notice another blue plant. Behind it you have to climb on top of the mountain wall and go to the left in order to find a blue creature you have to pick up. From the overhanging you have to toss the blue creature inside the flower in order to obtain a black nucleus in exchange. For the next location, climb on top of the overhanging from where you took the blue creature. Then you need to climb on top of the mountain wall to the left. Up here you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain a black nucleus. For the next location, it's time to go back to the top right corner of the map and start again from the space rift called the Northern Mountains. Immediately on the left you have to climb on top of 2 smaller overhangings. Then turn to the right and use the passage going uphill all the way to the end. Close to the overhanging, you will be able to find a gold nucleus you will be able to loot by double jumping. Now turn to the right and jump downhill toward the Omnium Tower. Immediately below, close to a group of boulders, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus that you need to collect. Now you have to go to the left and after jumping downhill, reach the stone pillars you will find in the distance. Here you also can find two platforms, and on top of one of them you have to shoot with the Omnium Cannon, while on top of the other one will appear a gold nucleus. At this point turn around and use the passage staying close to the left overhanging. At the end of it you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. From here turn to the right and explore the next overhanging staying along the left side. At the end of it you will find a mushroom puzzle and the correct combination is right left right left. Once done, in the middle between them will appear a black nucleus that now we can loot. For the next one, reach the end of the overhanging and jump on top of the huge pipe. Get at its end and jump inside the next one. Now turn around and get inside the previous pipe. Get at its end and you will be able to find a black nucleus to loot. Now turn around, get out from the pipe and turn to the right where you will notice a green building. After reaching this building along the mountain wall you will find a plant with a blue core. From here keep using the road going downhill, then check the cylindrical structure on the left side of the road. Along its base you will find the entrance hidden by the bushes and then you will find a blue ball you have to pick up. Bring it back to the flower and throw it inside the core in order to obtain a gold nucleus in exchange. At this point turn around and use the passage on the right side from the Omni Tower. Immediately after the metallical support, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. For the next location, go straight forward and jump downhill. On top of the next overhanging, turn around and you will notice a plant with the green core. From here, go down to the left where you will notice the green ball to pick up. Throw it above the small overhanging, then pick it up again and bring it toward the flower. Finally, throw it inside the core of the flower in order to obtain a gold nucleus in exchange. Now open your map and teleport above the Omnium Tower. From up here, jump slightly to the right where you will notice an overhanging. Near the end of the green area, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to obtain another black nucleus. Now turn around and jump down to the right. Above the second overhanging below, you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain another black nucleus. Now turn to the right and use the green passage until you will reach a mountain wall on the right. From here, turn to the left and jump downhill. Then, along the mountain wall, you will find a small volcano you have to cool down using a frost weapon in order to obtain a gold nucleus within. From the volcano now, you have to jump toward the green hill to the left. At its beginning you will find a dandelion you have to destroy in order to obtain a black nucleus in exchange. At this point turn around and jump downhill. This will allow you to find a statue in front of which you have to use the strange cube relic in order to reveal a black nucleus to loot. Now turn to the left and use the passage along the mountain wall. Proceed further until you find a wooden ramp you have to use. Use the platforms all the way till the upper section, then on the left side from the building you have to climb on top of the mountain wall. Immediately after you will reach its top, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to reveal a black nucleus within you have to loot. Now look back from where you came for and jump on top of the building. Reach the right end of the roof and start climbing the mountain wall attached to it. After reaching the small overhanging on the right, recover your stamina and keep climbing on top of the mountain wall. Once you reach its peak, turn around and look toward the stone pillar in the distance. Going toward it, you have to boost yourself with the jetpack in order to be able to get the black nucleus hovering in the mid-air. At this point, land on the road below, then use the passage on the left side. Here you will find a small overhanging to climb on top of, then you have to climb the wall on the right. Once you reach its top, hovering above the ground, you will notice a drone you have to destroy using a ranged weapon. This will result in him releasing a gold nucleus that now we can loot. For the last one, proceed further toward the grey boulder near the river. A few steps before reaching it, you will find an oil plant you have to attack with a fire weapon in order to recover the last black nucleus of the region.